Hello, welcome back. We're gonna do some work on the house here Sunday morning. First thing I gotta do is bring all the stuff up here. I need to get PEX, the headers, the radiators, all those things. Let's go get those. As you can see, we've ordered quite a bit of stuff. Oh, and boop. Yeah, I don't think I've showed that to YouTube yet. We got the corner sink in. It looks like a shelf right now, but the marble piece is downstairs. Now those two things here, they're from different companies, but the paint is so close that I think we're gonna be okay. We also passed our electrical inspection. I don't know if I've mentioned that either, but you know, like electrical wise, it's completely done and we passed inspection. If I haven't mentioned that, I just did. Now I've mentioned it. Now back to the radiators here. These are what we went with. So we ordered 2 foot by 2 foot for these windows, the dormer windows, and then we ordered a 12-inch by 59-inch for these big windows that we have. We do want to hang those, you know, before we run the PEX from the header. Because we want to know exactly where that PEX needs to come through the wall, right? Exactly where. And the only way I can really do that effectively is by putting them right where they're going to be, on the wall, look at where the things are and draw some lines and then remove them. And then I can run that PEX and have it going, you know, right out the wall where it needs to go. And put it all the way back in. Welcome to your first class of manifold day. The way we're doing this, and I'm going to explain this real quick. This is your supply. The supply has these little valvey things.
Supply is going to go down into the floor all the way to the boiler. So then the boiler is going to pump water up the supply to here. You can control it with this valve. And then it goes to the supply manifold. From here, this will go to radiator 1, radiator 2, radiator 3. Then from radiator 1, a line comes back, goes to this, the return manifold. And then radiator 2, radiator 3. These are your flow meters, I believe.
This is how you actually adjust the flow. This tells you what the flow is, I believe. I could be wrong on that.
What the heck is flow meter? This is a flow meter. I know what you're thinking. Another old bike. But this is a special bike. This is Mommy's bike, first of all. A lot of steps. But it's a very nice colored direction book. It's a big basket. That goes between the 2 back tires. Truth be told, this bike was pretty difficult to put together because it did come in a lot of pieces. Now, I did have a hard time. It took me a while, but I was able to get really good customer service from the company. So that is important to point out, that if you have a hard time with this thing, they are there to help you. Right, so we're here with the this week's video sponsor, Viribus. Interesting bike, right? 3-wheeler. We'll talk more about it, obviously, for this video. This is Sarah's bike. This is Sarah's work bike, believe it or not. This thing, and the reason why we wanted to try it, is it just had this amazing basket. It's much more useful than you would think. Use this bike here and you know, do something fun with it and kind of see what it's capable of. We are going to work on this section of the house right here. As I said, brought to you here by Viribus and the 3-wheeler e-bike. Let's get to work.
Explosions like a heartbeat. Yeah, my mind's keen rushes of emotion. Now let's do it again. There's sweetness and adventure without a venture. TV's got your mind stuck on good reality.
We put down the first piece. That's all you've missed, really. And you can see we've slanted it so then water runs away from the porch area. We'll probably be putting another layer here. We're not sure. When you're doing something like this, it's kind of just like one piece at a time.
One of the cool things I really like about this bike that none of the other ones have is it has a parking brake. So you just can release it by pulling the brake and put it on like that, and then it won't roll over. I use it every time.
Some say I'm living in the moment. I say motion, I ain't got no potion, but we can touch the sky. We are young.
It's sort of like putting together a puzzle. Maybe not as fun. Maybe more fun. Right now, I just need like a big piece. Unfortunately, I just know I have a big one down there, but it's at the very bottom of that pallet. It's not that hard to move. Just move all this stuff.
Life's much
Oh, I'm gonna dull my razor blade.
So we're trying. I don't know.
It seemed like it really wanted to do much.
No, I don't think it did anything. Obviously, that's not.
It seemed like it really wanted.
Let's go look for something different, babe.
What was the other stone? Sandstone still, right?
Yeah. Yay! To update, as projects go, one thing leads to another, and here we are. We're doing lattice to match the other side of the porch.
I don't know.
So,
Measure went to.
can we see that? Yeah. And the tape measure's missing.
Hose is back together too, and I like it way more away from the house. You can reach the bib so much easier. Well, I'm tired. It's 8 o'clock. This is a 12-hour job. Because I started thinking of it at 8, but I didn't start till like, what, 9:30? 11, 10 and a half hours. Oh, I'm tired. Thank you so much for sending us one of your bikes. We really did. Well, truthfully, we didn't like it at first. It was hard to ride, or at least we thought. But once you get used to it, it's a pretty enjoyable bike. Sarah rides it all over the place. And I must say the customer service was really good, because I did have a hard time putting it together, and they really did help me. And they just seemed to be there for me. And I really appreciate that. So if you're interested in something like this, it's a pretty affordable bike. Check out the description. I think you'd be surprised how expensive this one is. It's probably one of the best deals that I've seen. And we honestly would purchase this one with our own money. And I can't say that for most of them. So thanks again. And let's get back to the video. Probably won't do much more on the house. I just got back from Lowe's, and you know how that goes. Burns half your day just getting materials. I'm pretty irritated with myself that I ordered the wrong packs. This is what I needed, was this orange, they call it oxygen barrier packs. It does It does what you would expect with a name like that. Keeps oxygen out of your system, I guess. It always drills through hard at the end. You're not even gonna believe where it is. Yeah. Well, it didn't attach itself, but it's like literally, I don't know, just right where it needs to be. I don't know how much more lucky we could have got there, so that's good. For those of you that have never been in my basement before, welcome. It's a little chaotic down here. I don't know what's going on with this edit, but I just have so much spring footage to show and share and document because I want to be able to watch this in the future, so I'm throwing it in here.
So if you're ever doing blackberries, wear some thick jean, maybe canvas. Today's a perfect day because it's cool, breezy, and there aren't really any bugs.
This is also a really good time, I guess, just to say why we don't release very many videos, is that we are living here now and we want to do things like cultivate these blackberries, and then obviously we just always have chores, and it seems like Sarah and I are working in the garden almost every single night. We both love it. So yeah, we just don't work on the house as much, but this is what we're doing. We're just cultivating, making this house our home. And that's something that we really haven't been able to do until now.
Well, let's just see where it goes. We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt.
So I got the blue one, which can double over and slide on like a bracelet. And then the clear beads, you can kind of see that it was pretty consistent on size here. But then I kind of started running out of green beads, so then I had to use these. And then I ran out of yellow bead, or those beads, so I used those. But that can double over one more time, I think. 4 times.
Wow, cool.
So aluminum PEX is very different than normal PEX. The thin layer of aluminum makes it to when you bend it, it stays bent. So see that? You can really form it. And for this kind of application, I think it's going to be just a joy to work with.
Yep, I got it.
You can see the aluminum?
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got our marks there now, and that is centered there to the wall. So now the whole thing can come back down, really. So it's 2 15/16. 2 15/16. So I need 2 lines coming out of this wall right here, and they're going back. One goes all the way through there. Okay, then that will come around, and I can probably get it to go between these. In the background here, you can hear something that might be confusing, but that's a family chat that we do with Sarah's family every single Sunday. So how, like this right here is what? Like how the heck? I mean, I'll be able to grab it. Yeah, I mean that's how bad it will be.
Yeah, but it's not for very long, so that's kind of good.
Yeah, I can't find this.
8 pounds of organic strawberries.
Hold on. Yep, I'm going slow.
Oh my goodness. So I got 16 pounds.
Can you pull it more? I'm not going to secure anything down until we know.
Yeah.
But that's pretty close.
Yep. Looks good.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. I decided to move the header to a different location.
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me. I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good,
4
but I
and an
never
8.
said I was.
It's weird how I can see that.
Call my bluff, I won't
But
pick
this is
up,
a little
I
lower
let
here.
it ring.
Or this is a little lower.
Record
Or
your
higher.
voice so I can listen back again. I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know
That would've been
the worst
awesome.
in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I
That's a
feel
good feeling.
misunderstood 'cause I'm
That was easy, really.
I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me. I'll never live it down.
Wasn't bad.
I'm no good at being good, but I know
All we gotta do is just finish running it down in the basement,
you wanna take me back.
attaching it to the boiler. We're not going to be tiling today, but we will be tiling soon. Just wanted to get the tile saw up here. What we're going to do right now is I've got some cement board. It's 1/2 inch thick stuff. It's actually used, I don't know, I found it. I think it was in the tiny house when we bought the tiny house. But this will be good. This will be enough for what I need. We're going to be cutting this to size and putting it up behind these radiators up on the wall. You screw it in as much as you can, and then but once this is up, then we'll be able to get the big marble and cut that all to size, get that on the wall, which will be pretty cool. The hardest part of all of it is going to be cutting the little holes in the marble where my water lines have to be able to run through, because it's just got to be exact. It's got to be, needless to say, I'm a little stressed out. Some people might be a little confused because I didn't quite explain it, but we are putting thick marble behind this, the radiators, I guess, to act as like a heat sink. Just so the marble gets warm and it will kind of do what the radiator's already doing. We're hoping. I don't know. It's a test. It's an experiment. Okay. It's good for spread it out. Yeah. Look at that. Oh.
I know I cannot see it through. I got my head on straight so you can pass the blues. Disco biscuits in my little tooth. I got this throbbing headache and I'll bend the truth. Ace my test, I guess that I'm the best. I guess that I'll be better when the beds are rest. I just can't get over this bar I've said, so I'm gonna take this bar and throw it off the edge. And all I'll ever be is riding next to me, spotting on my screen, sunburn down on me. And I hope that you watch this, I hope that you will. I hope you feel better about these cards today. Look around and tell me what you see. Is it a brand new man or is it same old me? I keep marching forward with it.
No, there we go. Cool. Okay, now we gotta turn it on and see if it works. You can see I'm trying to mitigate as much as we can as far as mess.
Well, we're not young forever, but when we were together, time slowed down. And we didn't have forever, but I didn't mind whenever you were around. I guess I didn't know what I had found.
We didn't record a ton of the tiling. Like you got to see that one and maybe a little bit of this one. You gotta go the other way.
Oops.
So I didn't really explain it to you though, but see how the crack's going this way?
Yeah.
That means that thing is in there going this
Oh,
way.
so I have to hit like this.
Yeah. Nice. Don't hit that radiator. Okay, get it with your hand. Yeah, nice work.
I have to do one way.
Oh, there's one more?
Yeah.
I'm only going to set you up. I'm not going to do it. And then get down and then do that. Perfect. Nice. Careful of that tube. Pretty happy with the way they turned out. I hope that by putting the tile, obviously, it helps them run a little more efficiently. They're already pretty good radiators, but just adding that extra heat sink, I think it looks pretty cool. Sarah and I are thinking to do like a marble sill. I'd be worried about putting a piece of wood on the sill, just because it will get very hot. So then like a marble sill will help, and then the marble will get warm and then obviously be right next to the window. This is going to help immensely as far as those windows staying dry. And I think I have mentioned it, but these Amish windows, you know, we love them. They're single pane glass though. That doesn't mean they're super inefficient. I mean, with a storm window and these windows together, I mean, they work pretty good as far as air tightness and stuff, but there is some heat transfer clearly. We get a little bit of moisture, a little bit of frost, I would call it maybe. Comes off pretty quick when the room is warm. We're just hoping that radiators in front of the windows is the way to go to keep that from happening. But as far as the install goes, it turned out as good as I think it could have. We tried to be conscious about the height of everything, and like if you put your foot underneath, like, are you going to kick anything that matters? And I think we've taken all that into account as much as you can. This one here on the right is the one that turned out the worst, and it's just because, I don't know, I'm off 1 inch, and it's just weird. That radiator needs to go over 1 inch, but it can't because of the way where it needs to connect down here. So I guess unless I can find a special way to connect it, I need to have an offset, like a 1 inch offset. And I can't bend my pecs anymore, so I don't know. I think that's just going to be what it is.
Oh.
Score 28.
Wow, that's really good.
Over and over.
$300 shoes. Yeah.
They're not $300 shoes.
I'm gonna put music with this, and no one will know that you guys are fighting about some silly shoe thing.
No, it's not so clarifying next to you.
Look at that. Again, I can't tell.
He's gonna put air into these pipes, and he's got a gauge on it to see if it leaks air. Because if it leaks air, it'll leak water. And we're gonna fill it with water next.
Well, that's 50 psi right there. I would prefer to do 75 or even 100.
Is that what they're rated for?
Probably rated for. I don't know what those are. Does it say? Did you read the directions on that? No.
All I saw was 1 bar, but that's European. I don't know what that means.
1 bar. What does that mean?
I don't know.
We ended up going with like, I don't even know, 30 or 40 psi, maybe 50. We did multiple tests over a week-long period of time. We had one leak, which was just in the shark bite fitting, almost the one that you can see in the picture, which I fixed. And then we didn't have any leaks, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to assume that we're good. The easiest thing to do here is to show you with my cell phone what we did. This is the zone that we're going to be hooking up to. These are in-floor zones. You can see the mixers so the water doesn't get too hot. And this is an unmixed zone, and this is an unmixed zone. This one does our hot air. So yeah, this is the one we're using. Long story, right? So these are supply and returns. You can see there's a little bit of red pipe there. The old system was red pipe, and I didn't want to try to rip that off because if I mess this fitting up right there, I don't have the machine to fix that. I'd have to buy a new machine. And I don't want to do that. So we just cut it and we tied on our supply and return, and it goes way up inside the joist bay. Let me back off a little bit. And I stayed above everything that you can see here. I didn't want to go through this old beam. We don't like to drill through that if we don't have to. And so we went under it and we hooked it in there. We have 90-degree bends right there with special little fittings. And then it goes into the crawl space and up to the radiators. I still need to tidy it up a bit, but it feels nice having it run. Seems like I'm leaving you hanging because I'm not showing you if it works or not. And truth be told, I don't even know if it works or not, but I guess it should, right? I mean, it holds pressure. All I got to do is fill it with water. But today was like 107 degrees, and I just can't imagine testing radiators. I'm just going to wait. We're going to move on to in-floor heat next.